Hello, everybody. Welcome to another podcast. This is Controllers Katanas. I'm Marty Cool here with Ian, aka Relic. We are back to discuss more anime and more TV shows. And we just want to give a good shout out to all the subs that we've had recently on YouTube and TikTok. We do appreciate you joining us on this journey, this adventure. But what we're going to kick off with first is Solo Leveling, one of the best animes out at the moment. And we are on episode 9, I believe.
Nine, I believe, yeah.
No, 10. It's 10.
Is it
I've
10?
just checked. It's 10. It's 10, mate. We've got 3 more episodes
Never been
after this.
being 10, mate.
We're getting through it, mate. And it's been good every week so far, so when it's over, it's gonna be a
Heartbreaking.
It's gonna be a hit to the heart, mate. It's gonna be
Heartbreaking, but it's all right though,
lovely.
because when it is over, we have got loads.
Yeah, me and Ian were discussing the other day, and we got
loads.
We're gonna struggle to
content
keep
coming.
up with everything, aren't we?
Loads of
It's gonna be
content.
an avalanche.
So much content. So much content. But Solo Leveling, let's get it, mate. So this is where we sort of like see what that Char can do and why they call her the dancer, because obviously all of her attacks and everything are like really elegant looking, aren't they? Like she does look like she's doing some sort of like gymnastic dance routine sort of thing. So it was quite good the way that the animated her and things like that. I thought it was quite interesting.
I just want to highlight that guy as well, Kumamoto.
Oh, that Sushi Kumamoto.
Yeah, so he's got an eye patch, and at first you're like, oh, why is this guy hunting? He's literally he's running away from Chai-Hee. He's like really timid about combat, and he's always thinking to himself, oh, I ain't got the stomach for this. Chai-Hee does like a sneak attack, whacks him from behind. Suddenly, like he turns into like berserk frenzy.
Yeah.
Like hunter.
But it's like a reflex, isn't it? So he's fighting that when Yoon Ho or whatever his name is, and then obviously it's like Char smacks him on a reflex, and he's like, oh, she's like, oh, that was just a reflex, like sorry, and he just like say he just loses his head, doesn't he?
Because he comes behind it like a stalker kind of thing, and just whacks it up. But yeah, he turns into this like different character altogether. This dark, like little berserk frenzy, demon eyes. Well, he's got that one red eye, obviously the eye patch as well. And he's out for blood, isn't he? And Junwoo has to step in to save Chai-Hee because he's
Loverboys.
He's about to kill. He's about to kill. And obviously, it's like a training match as well. So he's like taking it too far. Like not there to kill each other.
Yeah, he steps in because even the other Japanese hunters are like, oh, shall we stop him? Like sort of things. Like no, let's just see how far it goes. But then, like you say, Loverboy steps in, doesn't he? And he blocks the attack and then pins him to the floor, shocking everyone. And I love it where he's like, this is the hunter that's supposed to be what I said, this is the what is it? The hunter that's supposed to be like a mage or something like that. Like everyone still thinks he's simply just like a mage, but our boy is a master of all styles.
It's that Goto, isn't it? The Japanese like guildmaster's like, him, a mage type. Oh, I'll see about that. And then he offers Jinwoo to spar with him, doesn't he? 1-on-1.
Yeah, Jinwoo's buzzing to fight him as well, and he's like so stoked to get in there and fight him. And let me tell you, I was enjoying that until they broke it up. Because that Goto, he's powerful. He is, isn't he? Yeah. Like he's going to be a good character to witness. He is. I just wish we could see more from Jinwoo and obviously them together. But yeah,
this Jinwoo as well, like. He's just come fresh out of this demon castle, so he's got all his new skills. Like, and when he gets offered this privilege to have a fight against Goto, which is the top tier Japanese hunter, he's like, "Yeah, I'll try my new skills out on this guy. Perfect opportunity." And obviously, the animation in these fights as well, so good.
It's so
you can't knock it. You can't knock it. I mean, all the way through the season, to be honest, the animation's very well done, and it really it draws you in. But yeah, they get split up, don't they? They're about to go full on.
Yeah, well, like Goto gets a hit on Jinwoo, doesn't he? And cuts his face.
Yeah.
But, like Jinwoo's actually like proper like buzzing about it. He's like, what? Someone's actually like hit me. Like this is good, like because he's got a real challenge for once. He's proper can put his like it's like you say the skills to the test, mate. So yeah, that was fun.
But the bit where they're about to like full on like the aura like blows up around them, and they go like their eyes turn like blue and is it orange, I think.
Yeah.
Goes orange.
Beast
And
mode, aren't they?
they're proper ready to do damage to each other, and then the teammates literally split them up because if them two went at it, the whole place would be up.
Just demolish the entire city, mate. They will.
Well, we saw what James Woo dad did to the other guy, so yeah, it's devastation, mate, devastation.
Yeah, it's sick though. So sick.
But there's a skill here that I didn't know Jim Woo did have. So he puts shadows on each of the Japanese hunters, the 5 Japanese hunters. Because now he's learned their skills and stuff. He puts like 5 shadows on them. I didn't even know he had that skill, to be honest.
I think it's just like, you know, in the other one where he just puts them about, you know, when he went to the tower and he got him to protect his sister and stuff. I think it's basically just the same as what he did there.
Yeah, but I didn't know he could like actually put them on people. I knew he could put them in places and stuff, but I didn't.
Follow them.
Yeah, I didn't know he could like put him on like in their shadow, kind of like it's like.
He's fucking Batman, mate. He's a fucking Batman.
Batman.
But we get this little scene, don't we? The Ant Queen summoned an absolute beast of an ant. Not a clue what the power of that beast is, but its aura was mad.
Yeah, I think it's like it must be like the Ant Prince or something like that.
Yeah, he's the geezer, mate. I can't remember his name. His name's like I can't remember what it's called, but
did he actually have a name? I didn't even check that down myself. To be honest,
I just see people talking about it, but like he's got a name. He's like the boss, mate. He's the one. Do you know what I mean? Like he is the big daddy of all ants.
I just put Big Boy Prince Ant.
He's like the blue ant, the main ant from Bug's Life. Do you know what I'm saying? Top blow. But yeah, I can't help but think at this point, and this is my note, can't help but think a couple S ranks are going to get murked. That was one of my notes, and boy was I right, mate. But this is what I thought. Byung-gu, you know, the guy who didn't want to get involved, he's like, I'm retired, blah, blah. I can't help but feel like he's going to be someone that gets murked off, because obviously with him not wanting to go originally and changing his mind, I can't help but think that'll come back to bite him, because people like that in TV shows and movies and stuff, when they change their mind, it's never a good sign. Like, I can't help but think he's going to get done in. I'll be devastated if he does, because he's a nice guy, isn't he?
Yeah, it's when he like suddenly like obviously they're all like about to set off, and he comes, and I was like, this guy looks awesome. He's got like his hood up and stuff. And I was like, this guy's like cool. A rogue. Turns out he's a healer. I was like, what? But this guy obviously went with the tiger. I can't remember his name.
The main bloke of the Tiger Guild, or
White Tiger guy. Yeah.
White Tiger. So, yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, so his brother got murked off, didn't he? And obviously that was when they did another raid, which is like it's like the second raid of Jeju Island. So then he's obviously going back. He knows everything's on the line here. They need to get rid of these ants, mate, because it's gonna cause disaster for Korea and Japan. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do my bit, and so he joins the ranks, which is good because I'd like to see more what he can do.
Yeah, in my head, I was thinking, I was quite shocked by the pacing of this episode as well, because I thought the sparring was going to last like the entire episode, and then we was going to get like a cliffhanger at the end of maybe them going there, but it didn't. It was like there was like a part at the start that was purely just that, and they're literally already on the way to the island, so that they aren't wasting any time. They're trying to get us there like as soon as possible to progress this story, which is I was buzzing about. It's very good.
We had some sad news, didn't we? Jim Woo has come off the list of hunters that go into Jeju Island. Obviously, we know he's got them shadows on the 5 Japanese hunters, so he can, at any point he can go boom, teleport there. But
as soon as his future wife gets in danger, mate, he's in there. As soon as he hears anything that Char's happening, actually, he's gone. But we saw a bit of Choi here as well, didn't we? You know, the Fire guy, he's like an A rank. Mate, he's actually sick, he is, you know.
Yeah.
One of my notes was put, Choi, does he mean Roy from Fire Emblem?
I love Fire Emblem.
Big Roy from Fire Emblem, isn't it? Got red hair and everything.
It's the original Fire Emblem, isn't it? Game Boy Advance. Classic, mate. Classic. But yeah, so we have this massive scene of the hunters all going to the island on like a big fleet, innit? Big fleet. Yeah. But the big boys, the S ranks are in this helicopter, and obviously the idea is like the diversion team will get in position which is the Japanese hunters. They'll get in position. They'll send up these flares, and then the big boys come in. The main boys. But like say, we have this scene where Choi's so the diversion team like set these flares off to lure all the ants out. It's like a volcano, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lure all these little ants out, but some ants come towards the helicopter, and Choi's like, "Let me take care of this." And he opens the door, mate, and he boom, that meteorite blasts him, doesn't he?
Yeah, so
good.
They've got all the Japanese S ranks gathered because obviously they're drawn towards their like aura and their power, aren't they? So they're all coming out. Naturally, the plan is to go all the way to the Japanese S ranks, and the Japanese S ranks are just going to murk them one by one.
And then the helicopter people just fly in the top of the canyon.
They're just going to drop in, get inside, and then go around. And they get down there, don't they? They do get inside. And they get to the part where the ant eggs are, and they can see that like there's a big egg at the top, and they're like, right, whatever's born from that, we need to try and stay away from that bad boy.
But Choi here as well, like obviously he does that meteorite, kills about 50 ants, like in that helicopter bit. Sick. But then when they go in the top of that volcano, he puts out that fire net to protect him as well, and then he does the fire thing through the holes to like locate where the eggs are. So he's doing bits at the moment. He's doing really well. I do think he's going to get murked off.
I know. I can't help it. He's an A rank, isn't he? So I just can't help but think he's going to get done in.
Because they're showing him off a lot at the moment, like what he can do and stuff. So is that what happens? Like they show him off dead. You know what I mean? Like people would be gutted by it, which they might do that just for that reason.
Yeah, man.
Like a shock kind of thing. But
Jim Woo's on a filler episode, isn't he, mate? Jim Woo is. He's got that Naruto just chilling doing daily quests and stuff. He is.
But we have this other character which I find quite interesting. A guy called Kenzo. He's one of the Japanese hunters. Basically, he's on the ground fighting with the soldiers. No top on, solid dude, mate. Ripping the ants to pieces with his bare hands. It's like Hercules or something. I was like, yeah, this guy's good, mate. But when I watch this episode, it's like this is going too easy at the moment. It's all flowing nicely, and in any TV show you watch, in any anime, when something's going too smoothly, disaster.
It's too good to be true.
Disaster's about to strike.
Basically,
and it does, doesn't it?
So that big unit guy that Martin's on about, he gets hit by one of them on his shoulder, and he goes up to the group, and they're all laughing like, "Oh, it's a bit boring. Shall we go inside and shall we just finish them all off before the Koreans?" Like having a joke and stuff. And he's like, "Oh, I got snicked." And there's this healer girl. And she's like, "Oh, I'll heal you up." She goes to heal him up. Gone, mate. Head gone.
Yeah, because
she literally gets decapitated. Madness.
Because it's like a bit of like some more ants come and they like kind of look round, don't they, like that, and then they look back and her head's gone, mate. Her head's murked off, and like when you see her dropping, you can see like an ant's there. So I'm assuming
it'll be big boy, won't it?
It's got to be the big boy, innit? And I think he'll kill all three of them. Well, he's killed one already, but he'll kill the other two as well.
Yeah, I don't know if because she's if it's purely because maybe she's a healer, or she's a healer, but maybe she's like obviously not as resistant. So maybe the other people will be able to put up a bit more of a fight against her. Or against the ant, should I say? Not her, because it's an ant, innit? But yeah, I'm not sure.
Or maybe his plan was, like, if it is that prince guy or whatever. I mean, like, if you were to kill like 3 people, you'd kill the healer, because obviously then it takes away that opportunity to be for her to heal the other 2 players. But you'll see what happens. But I was talking to Josh at work about this, and like you said earlier, loads of people get killed off in these next 3 episodes. This Jeju Island arc. Loads of people get killed, and it should happen. I reckon it should happen. I agree with people getting killed off because it's life, isn't it? Life. Not everything goes smoothly. All the best characters don't always survive. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the next couple of episodes on this one. But yeah,
it's going to be heavy. Definitely going to be heavy for a bit.
As long as Chai don't get murked off, which I don't think she will, but
Nah, old G boy, lover boy will step straight in if that happens. He not let anything happen to her.
But I think,
Or,
I do
the
think.
cliffhangers,
I do think well, Tiger might get murked off as well.
find out, mate.
But
We've got to find out, aren't we? Some people already know. People out there that know, do not comment. Like, spoilers, because we have no idea.
You're banned. You're banned. You're banned for commenting if you know what happens already. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this show. Excited every week. This episode ends in a bad cliffhanger again, like you say, with the
cliffhangers.
Yeah.
Every time we get a cliffhanger, I expect nobody's gonna love you the way I do, proper kaiju style. Like, I expect it every single time.
But the Earth gets knocked off, and it's like the end of the episode. Wait till next Saturday. So I was like, flipping it, mate. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for it, mate. I'm so excited about it. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do when it's over. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Cry.
But like I say, we got loads. We got loads to talk about after. So
we've got so much content to preoccupy ourselves.
Too much.
So much stuff, mate. Speaking of
another show we're watching. Sakamoto Days, isn't it?
Sakimomo, mate.
Sakimomo. That's not actually called that. It's called Sakamoto Days, but for those who are looking to watch it. But yeah, so
my first note says Revelation. I don't know why I put that. That must be a spelling mistake somehow. I must have autocorrect.
Bible or what?
Revelation.
The end of the Bible. So this week's episode, it starts off where it finished last week with the fight between Taro and Baby Reindeer, Mr. Reindeer.
Baby Reindeer, mate. The Netflix show. That great fat woman.
I'll stalk her. But I love the bit straight away, like, Reindeer opens his mouth to, like, he's like mouthing off. He pulls his, like, gun mouth out, and then Taro sticks his pen down his mouth into the turret.
Yeah. The first thing, though, it turns out, like, that Seba, it's his suit that turns him invisible, so he, like, doesn't have any powers, which obviously, at first, we didn't know this. That's probably why I've put Revelation, I don't know. But I probably meant to say it's revealed that, like, he turns out that he's his suit. But, yeah, he's mashed up Hisuke. And, yeah, I was fuming at that, mate. I'm not even going to lie. How dare you touch Hisuke, mate? How dare you touch Miguel from
mashed up. You could say mashed up Mashima.
Yeah. But yeah, he's clutch, mate. He set the water sprinklers off, so Shin's obviously managed to batter him, because obviously the water sprinklers coming down, he could see him through the invisibility. So that's clutch. But that part you're on about, where Taro goes, I have weapons of my own, and she gets a clicky pen and some stickers.
Well, that's after, isn't it? Because he gets another pen out, like a pencil, a mechanical pencil.
It's when he gets the stickers out, mate. And he just pings him with the lead from the pencil in one eye and then puts a sticker over his other eye.
Is that? Turn the lights out. I can't see. I put my notes here as well. When that Seppa guy gets murked off, Shin does like a WWE Hurricane Rana on, really.
Yeah.
I wrote that in my notes. I was like, yeah, that's funny. But yeah, that fight between Reindeer and Taro is so good.
Oh, and it's so entertaining, that train part and everything, mate. So good.
Yeah, Mr. Reindeer is literally getting battered by Taro. Obviously, Taro is like this elite assassin, like one of the world's best. And
yeah, Mr. Reindeer, Kashima, isn't it? The deer-head guy.
Is it?
Yeah, Kashima.
I was calling Mr. Reindeer. Kashima, is it?
Yeah.
So he's put claws in place.
That's what I put.
That's Mr. Reindeer. Yeah, so he's put a plan in place. Like, if he gets caught, he's put like a bomb. He's put bombs around the lab, so it'll explode, killing everyone inside and there's research. But he's got 20 minutes. Toro's like, I don't need 20 minutes. 5 minutes will do, or whatever. And literally batters him, doesn't he? And they have this whole sequence where he goes for a train, battering him all over the place.
He's disappearing, doesn't he?
Reindeer thinks he's got rid of him, comes back. One of my favourite bits here, though, is when they're on the train and an old lady gets on, and Reindeer's like blocking the priority seats, and Taro gets to move out and whacks him. like throws him out the way, and this old woman's like, "Thank you, dear," and sits down, and then Tara takes him outside, like between the carriages, and he starts 100 and slapping him.
One of
Yeah.
my favourite parts from it as well is where like he's obviously thrashing Kashima, and he's like, you get this point where he's thinking about Taro, and he's like, oh, I can see why he's the master's favourite and how he's like the perfect assassin and stuff. And it pans around and skinny Taro's just sat down next to him. I love that. It was so good. And then like
oh yeah, go on. Yeah.
I was just saying, and then like Harry's using his surroundings when fighting, like he's getting like the rail that has the handles on, and smacking him with it, and like just getting super creative with the surroundings. And the part where Kashima just starts throwing old people at him, that was funny. That was proper made me laugh. Like, Tara's like trying to catch all these old people.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, he like, literally grabs and puts him in the seat nicely, doesn't he? Like, yeah, it's funny. But anyway, this whole great fight scene, funny fight scene, great animation again. It ends up with Tara obviously winning because he's the better person. Completely batters him, throws him in the trash, doesn't he? And then he rings up Shin and says, "There's literally the place is rigged. Get out of there," kind of thing.
Yeah, he officially gets him in the bin, mate. Do you know what I mean?
He throws him. Get in the bin. Yeah. But we have a little first meeting of that Slur character, don't we? Here, because obviously Shin. Lou,
I mean, I'm
Asakura.
so interested to see more of him, the Slur guy.
Yeah. Asakura, Lou, and Shin are obviously trying to work together to get all these people out the building. They've got like 10 minutes to go. And as Shin's running through the building, he sees Slur. They don't have a fire out. He just kind of like introduces himself, says to Shin, "Oh, say hello to Taro for me," and then kind of flees.
Yeah, it's the feeling that Shin gets, because obviously he can read his mind. He's like, it literally freezes him, doesn't it? Because there's like so much bloodlust and like anger in this guy. He's like, what was that? Like, never witnessed that before in my life. But,
we find that a bit more in the episode that obviously this Slur guy took on the reindeer dude, can't remember his name, took on the reindeer dude and obviously made him feel wanted and needed. Obviously, the reindeer wanted that. So yeah, he brought him in. Slur's brought him in. So that's why that reindeer is kind of working for Slur because he's as the big main boss, isn't he? The main villain. But yeah, the episode only ends with like a big meal, doesn't it? Big meal. The food looks amazing again. And Shin and Lou are back to arguing, aren't they?
I love it how they've just taken on that Hisuke as well. Like he's just one of them now, like eating at Taro's house with everyone. Proper love that for him.
And Pishke, innit? They're a little bird.
Pishke's a legend, little legend,
mate. Legend, mate. Legend. But yeah, another great episode. They're
just fun, mate. Like it's not much to talk about because obviously, like a lot of it was just fighting. So you just got to watch it. It's like it's very entertaining. Like I said, with the train scene and everything, like the way that they've done it is very creative. I thought.
Yeah, I love that. I love that bit like you mentioned earlier. Like reindeer's like, I'm a remarkable specimen or whatever. It's like my body's like 70% heavy machinery we made in the Tex lab in this, obviously the lab that they're at. And then Tara's like, yeah, I brought some weapons too. Obviously, it presents that mechanical pencil, 50% off stickers and scratch cards and stuff. I was like, that is decent. There, that's fun. Because that reindeer guy's like, what? He's brought weapons. This is new or whatever. And he pulls all this stuff out. He's like laughing.
He's got random junk in his pocket, basically.
But yeah, we've talked about it, but like you need to watch it. You need to watch it yourself. There's so much other funny bits we have not mentioned, and like you say, the animation's really good. So.
Yeah, there's only 2 episodes left of this one as well.
Is it?
Yeah, 10 and 11, that's it.
Yeah, so...
but
yeah,
we get part 2 like July this year, I think. So, like, we get another, like, 11 episodes or whatever, like, in, like, 4 months, 3 months or whatever. Which is pretty clutch, to be fair.
But like we said earlier, we've got so much content coming up, like with April.
On that subscribe button, on that notification bell, in the Discord, on the TikTok, get everywhere.
It's happening. So
we're chilling.
Talk about Fire Force. just want to talk about some games I'm playing at the moment. And
Oh, yeah.
so I've been playing Pirates in Hawaii, which is the Like a Dragon. Finished it, platinumed, done. Now I've moved on to this game, Final Fantasy 16. I know it's been out for a while. I've had so many games. I've been working for the pile. This game, though, very good. It's not full on. It's like an action RPG, so it's more action, but really enjoy it. Graphics incredible. We say every week, join our socials like TikTok and YouTube. I've been putting loads of stuff on my TikTok about Final Fantasy 16, like shorts and stuff like that. So check them out. But yeah, loving that game. I love Final Fantasy, so I'm really enjoying this game. Like I say, the graphics are really good. I'm about 4 hours into it, but we've got this game as well now. So we're recording this podcast on a Thursday. That comes out tomorrow on a Friday. It came a day later because I ordered it from Game Collection. But yeah, we've got big plans for this. Big plans. So, like we said earlier, join the Discord because the news will be announced on there. And Ian's, he can't keep it inside. He's like shaking like that.
Just
the excitement.
It's just gonna be fun, mate. It's gonna be just hilarious, mate.
We're not going to tell you yet, but soon. I've put on Discord today. Soon, news will be announced.
Soon.
Of what we plan with that. But yeah, that's going to be good. But that's it for what I've been. You've been still watching One Piece, aren't you?
Oh, mate,
Still
I've got like
bashing them shut.
4 episodes left of Alabasta. So I'm not going to talk about it because you're going to have to get on the you're going to have to get on the TikTok, mate. It'll be dropping this weekend. No update. Alabasta arc.
Yeah, so if you're a One Piece fan, Ian's watching it from the start. He's watched quite a lot of episodes. Impressed
I'm over
how
100
much
episodes
you watched
now.
it. Yeah, so you've really smashed it. And he just talks about different arcs and his thoughts and the characters that are in it and stuff. So yeah, check it out on our TikTok and YouTube. But yeah, you seem to be enjoying it. I've watched them all and got your thoughts from you. Yeah,
It's not bad. Even if you don't like One Piece and you just like yapping, mate, get on there because I'm yapping. Just yapping. You know what I mean?
Is it conveying his joy for a good anime?
That's it. You know, more
Good
yapping.
anime.
Speaking of good anime, mate. Fire Force.
So we're getting to the tail end of this anime, aren't we? Season 2.
So we watched 4 episodes this week. We're going to watch the last 4 episodes of this season next week. And then we'll be talking about it in like 2 weeks' time, 2-3 weeks' time. We will be talking about the new season that comes out because it's dropping April. So big things are coming.
I think obviously when we finish season 2 next week, we'll be watching the trailer together, won't we? The season 3 trailer. So we'll put that on the socials as well, or even in the podcast. So you can see our fresh reactions to a new season of Fire Force, because by then we'll be up to date. So I know that then the trailer came out like 3 months ago, but we haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen it, so it's going to be fresh. It's going to be good.
There's probably a new final trailer out somewhere.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we're going to watch that next week. So again, if you're watching this with us, watch it. Come next week. Watch our reaction to this new trailer that comes out.
Get it.
Get in.
But yes, Fire Force Season 2, Episode 17, kicks off with Natsuku's head looking like it's about to pop clean off inside of a monster's body. So, we get a little bit of backstory there, don't we, this Natsuku guy?
Oh, yeah.
I feel dead sorry for him, to be fair.
Yeah, so basically all his life he's been, he's never wanted to disappoint people. It started with his mum and dad. His dad was like
as well, isn't she?
Yeah, so his dad was like a high-end like doctor who expected big things from Natsuko. Obviously, Natsuko tried his best, stressed himself out. Obviously, trying to impress his mum as well. So all his life, he's been trying to impress people. Rekka as well, obviously back in the day, and now Kuruno, who's kind of training him as well. So yeah, he's had a bit of a bad upbringing.
Yeah,
that's why at this point he's literally like Rack is in his head like, you can do this, you can do this. So he's like, and his mum's in his head as well, and he's like, you can do this. So literally, he's looking berserk.
It's just invincible. Well, not invincible. Sorry, he's literally like unlimited stress, isn't he, in his head? Like,
yeah,
proper got to him. But yeah,
but
the power he's got is like it's literally nuclear at the moment. Into the beam he's made, essentially, he's all those little beams he's shooting in the other episodes. He's put them all together. He's made one massive beam. If it hits the floor, it will create like a 500 kilometer wide crater. But
Charon, Charon, mate. This is Charon's moment in life. So, like you say, like you were saying, Natoko literally like is about to reduce this nuclear blast. Everyone's like saying, "Get out of there!" You know, it's going to blow, kind of thing. Like even telling Shimmer to get out of there. But Charon's like, "I am Charon the Reflector," and then literally like this nuke comes towards him. He literally holds it, doesn't he? And he literally takes it on.
We see how good like his reflective power is here, and like he's like I say, he's absorbed this entire beam and shot it into the sky. Mate, I hope he comes good, like you said last week. You know, like you're hoping for, because he'd be sick on the good side. He would, so good.
Can you imagine him and like Benimaru fighting with other people? Because obviously he takes power from people, doesn't he? So imagine that he takes Benimaru's power and then unleashes it. But I don't know if he will, because like when he's about to he thinks he's going to die, doesn't he? Holding this nuke thing. He sees Almeida, doesn't he, in his head? He's got this like strong relationship with Almeida, even though Almeida like treats him horrible. He kind of inspires him to like continue on, and obviously then again, it literally consumes that, and literally throws it off to space. So what a character! What a character! I mean, when he first came into it, Charon was mad, wasn't he? Like he was literally like
mental straight away.
Yeah, just like explosions, wasn't he?
Yeah, so sick. But then we've got Kuruno as well. He's obviously Nataku's still in this big monster thing, and he just starts cutting its limbs off. So like we get a little bit of a better look at how strong he is as a character as well, and his sort of like powers. But his speech, mate, his speech to Natako worked, but it wasn't exactly inspirational or cool in my opinion. It's basically him just grooming him. Like I think it's funny they're just all dead happy about it as well, knowing that this kid's likely to just get locked away and just get battered daily again. Like, oh yeah, he's got this is his protector. It's like, mate, he's just bullying kids. What do you mean it's his protector, bro?
Was he? What does Karuno summon from his ash, though, isn't it? Katana, isn't it? We are controllers of katanas.
Controllers of katanas.
He summoned.
Someone's one off us, mate. It's just me like that. He's just holding me like this. He's swinging me around, cutting people up.
Yeah, I do think he's a cool character, but like I say, he's a bit of a groomer.
He is a bit of a creep, isn't he?
But because he's seen, like everyone's seen that White Dad leave, don't they? Like, okay, for now, Kuruno's going to be Natako's protector.
Yeah, they know where he is, don't they? And he's protected him from now. So they are happy with that.
It's got a weird relationship, but obviously like a good partnership that weirdly works. So they're going to leave it for now.
And we've got the 8th as well. The 8th have actually told them to stop extreme experiments. So hopefully he's not going to get battered every day randomly and locked away. And we've got the hygiene part as well, threatening the 8th.
Yeah, that's
like the 8th just simply can't murk everyone off if they wanted to in that building, mate. Like, shut up, mate.
Yeah, but President Ajim is like, they admit that Amaterasu is controlled by a person.
They know about it, don't they?
And simply can't shut it down because it's literally controlling the whole nation.
Which makes sense, mate. I actually think that makes sense what they were saying. Like, yes, you know about it, but also this Amaterasu, it's powering, like you say, the country. Like, if they didn't have that, everyone would just get nerfed.
Everything, yeah.
So, like, I think that's good. Like, I can understand why they can't just simply stop it. Because obviously there'll just be chaos everywhere.
And obviously, Vulcan's like outside and he hears that. He barges in. It's like, I can build a generator better than Amaterasu without human sacrifice. And then President Hijima hears this. And this kind of turns things, and it is like, okay. He goes, you can have the full support And also, Company 8 gets our full support going forward. I was like,
Yeah, so now
what
they've got a
what
bit of a partnership now, aren't they, working together? So
and Vulcan will have a bit more research and resources to do bits because obviously he's an engineer, so he can make better weapons and all sorts now. Because he's got unlimited resources. Because Hajime literally controls 70% of the of Tokyo Empire. So
they're loaded, aren't they?
yeah,
And
man.
then that leads us on to episode 18. And at this point, they're all still grafting, saving people from infernals. And obviously, they know most of it's bullshit, to be fair, like the Soul Temple, etc. Like, respect to them. Like, they're still doing it because they know that citizens don't know that all of this stuff and all this story. And obviously, citizens still want the loved ones to be obviously taken care of in the correct way and blessed and all this sort of stuff. Like, they're still getting all this, gear baptized, and at this point, I'm just thinking it's all for the sake of Iris, really. And Shimura thinks he's going on a date with her, isn't he? Like proper folding his face in.
I did enjoy this episode because it's like if you're watching this season, you're like, okay, they found out this information, but what does that leave like the priests of like Soul Temple? How do they feel about all this information that's come out? And obviously this episode answers it. It's like what they're going through, what they're feeling, because all their lives have literally trained to be a priest of the Soul Temple. And next minute, the evangelist has set it all up, mate. It's all bullcrap kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really good episode. I thought.
There's like you say, there's a lot. It's just a little bit of story, like extra story that we've needed, or a bit of closure, because like you say, you think to yourself like, well, they know all this is like made up, but
how's that affect people?
Yeah, like they've literally got proof it's made up. Like it's literally made up. Someone's physically made this up. How are you still going to worship this or do this, knowing that? And I like it's sort of like a question on faith, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
they still have certain beliefs in obviously things, and like even Iris at this point is questioning everything, which obviously you would. But it's when they get to that sort of the place where they're doing all the baptisms and all that sort of stuff, when they start speaking to other people. It's like you find out as well, don't you? Some companies have actually completely abandoned the rituals and everything due to obviously the rumours spreading about the evangelists and the Soul Temple and everything, which in some cases you understand that as well. More conspiracy will start now. Obviously, Shimura speaks to one of the guys or one of the people there and explains why they still believe in everything and what they believe in. Like, I don't believe in the evangelist, so to speak. I believe in Sun, and I believe in everything around us, obviously being safe and blah blah, all this other crap, really. But it gives Shimura enough information and enough sort of like background on what other people are thinking to obviously comfort Iris and explain to her what's happening and why he thinks it's not wasted to believe it.
Yeah, he also mentions that it's that Lee guy. He mentions that even Karim, which is like a big name.
Yeah, Karim.
Like his face being tested as well. So it's going through the whole rank system. But he literally mentions, like, he goes, faith's important. Like, if you believe in something, obviously, then you have the power to help your friends, which is what you want to do. You want to be a hero, so you have to believe in this. You have to have faith in basically your friends, and you have the power to save your friends in it. So, but yeah, I thought it was a really good little episode to throw in. We have a bit where one of the fathers turned into an infernal as well.
Yeah, that was a bad part, wasn't it? Like, because obviously a lot of people there then start panicking, thinking, well, he prays every day. He's like doing this and that. How's it happened to him, sort of thing?
He's like a devout man, just gets murked off as that.
He gets sparked clean, don't he? But I shouldn't.
I love the bit where they go to the graveyard and Habana's literally like ridiculously OP'd that that people who died in that church. I was like, what? That flowers everywhere. Like,
I'll have to get here before Hibana, and before Hibana goes over the top next time. I did like the parts where Shimura's proper chatting Iris up as well, telling her how she's like the 8th sunflower. He's dead smooth, isn't he?
And it's like, these bags are nothing. I'll carry you, and like, he gets
gives her a piggyback and everything. Dirty dog.
Right, this next scene though,
Nah. The next like 5 minutes of this episode.
Now, this is so funny. This last bit, there's literally no need for it whatsoever.
Oh.
Right, so it starts. I'll start, and then you can.
Just chat.
So Whiteclad are discussing this man who's trains completely. Like, who's this guy then? What's cracking off here? Is this like a new guy they're gonna unleash? It's a spike-haired dude. It's Assault. Apparently, it's new, improved. Yeah, and he's back in it. He's back to take down the 8th. But his weakness, as we saw in the other episode, is a Tamaki in it. And her nakedness.
Mate, I was watching this episode at my daughter's gymnastics in their cafe area. And bro, he's literally watching porn. He's reading dirty mags. He's going to brothels to try and train against Tamaki, which is absolutely hilarious. But if someone saw my phone at that moment, I'd get banned from gymnastics, man. I had to turn it off. I was like, I can't watch this here, man. What is happening?
But the bit where I was like, yeah, I watched porn non-stop. It's like I've seen every inch of skin there is.
I've desensitised myself against it.
And then it literally meets Tamaki, yeah.
It's where he writes her a letter, and she's like, met him thinking it's like a love letter, hasn't she? Like, oh.
It's a bit where like it literally goes to meet her, fails, so it's like a clothes drop off, fails, and then like kind of like, what? He's failed his mission. Assault's failed his mission.
It's always like the videos and magazines are nothing compared to the real thing. He's gone to that brothel, mate. Like, what is happening? Like, he's literally obsessed with her, isn't he, Tamaki? But like,
his training continues, isn't it?
It continues, and all of a sudden she's literally like got nothing on at all. Like, how has that happened for starters? And she's like, "Why do you keep inviting me here? Like, what's wrong with you? Why do you keep doing this?" Mate, it was unbelievably random, but it honestly had me in stitches. Like, he's literally just a peeping Tom, innit, at this point.
It's the bit where he goes to that windy part of the city, innit? To see, like, women's pants, like, also when the wind blows, like, she's under the skirts. It's like, these amateur panties are nothing up.
Nothing compared to Tamaki. Yeah. But one of the parts that made me laugh is, like, the evangelists, they're like this evil, like, group, and they're like all rooting for him, and they think that he's unbeatable now. Like, oh, he's unbeatable now. He's done all this to train against this, like, against his weakness and that. His weakness is literally Tamaki, mate. His pants and stuff. And then like it just seems so goofy and like non-serious. Like, well, he actually seems like a cool character, to be fair, doesn't he? But I find it funny. His weakness is literally just this one woman, mate. Like, he's like madly in love with her, isn't he?
Like I said earlier, then, literally, they didn't have to put this in, but they just put it in for a laugh, didn't they? It's like, oh, let's do that.
It's just fill the last 5 minutes. Yeah. It's just dead funny on it, mate. Like, it was so unnecessary, but it was so funny. I messaged Martin, like, Martin, the last 5 minutes of episode 18 are so funny. Like, it's so stupid. Well, then that's literally how episode 18 ends.
And then we get to 19, don't we? And which is basically about the whole thing's about Maki's family.
Yeah, and Maki is jacked, mate, isn't she?
Yeah, she's beast, mate, beast. But we meet her dad, which is Danro. That guy's a beast as well, mate. It's a mountain, isn't he?
Oh yeah, mate. The first thing I put is Maki's gone home and they've got a proper spread on, loads of dead good food.
So basically, like, when Maki went to Company 8 or 5 Force, her dad, she left the military. Her dad's like the general of the military in the military, so he wasn't happy about that at all. He was fuming about that, and now still holds a grudge. And every time through this episode, when 5 Force get mentioned, he's like fuming in it. He's like, no, I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
It makes me laugh like some really high up bloke in the military, but he talks like dead cutesy to Maki, doesn't he? Yeah. Oh my god.
But we get introduced to Maki's brother as well in this one, don't we?
Yeah.
Takigi, is it? Takigyoza? But yeah, he's like, we find out, I love that bit where he's at his family meal and his girlfriend rings. He's talking all like cutesy wootsy to his girlfriend. And Mackie's like, what are you talking about? Does she even like that? Why are you talking like that?
Typical sibling, mate. Just like, what are you doing? Proper
Yeah,
funny.
but yeah, this episode, it's kind of like leading up. It's like kind of building up for the next episode, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because
it's just to
obviously,
get us a bit of a backstory, and he's obviously on Taki, and
Taki,
obviously
innit?
her dad
Taki,
and stuff. I just put Taki and Maki. It's easy to remember, isn't it?
yeah. So Taki is a detective, lieutenant detective, and he's got this task of going to the Nether. So we asked Mackie about it. Mackie's like, "No one to go there again. It's a horrible, dangerous
It's
place."
scary.
And then she starts mentioning about the cream of the crop of the Fire Force Company, and the dad's like, "That's crap."
Just growling about it.
And then Taki goes into the Nether on this case. They venture further in, and they find this white clad like lab, with loads of like firebugs and stuff. And there's one dude knocking about, isn't he, behind the shelves or whatever, knocking about in the background, and they go up to him, and he's literally a suicide bomber. Blows up. Taki like covers his mate, receives a majority of body injuries to the body, and then Damro, her dad, Mackie's dad, decides to set an investigation. Gives it Company 2, which is Captain Honda, to go down there and investigate the Nether further. And obviously, Company 8 will join him in this mission, because obviously they've got a knowledge of the Nether because they've been there down before, fighting all the white clad.
Yeah, it was nice to get a different perspective, I thought, on this as well. You know, to see what like other things do, like the military or these obviously detective, and just to have a little bit more world building into it, just to see what happens when you're not just focusing on Fire Force.
Talking funny bits though.
Yeah, there's some
Talking
good
funny
bits.
bits. General Honda neck training, mate. That bit where his head's just dangling from the ceiling is like, what are you doing? Oh, just training my neck up. He's literally dangling there. And the next minute, he had like a bang noise, and he's literally upside down doing a handstand. His
Like a
legs are
weight
back.
attached to his head, hasn't he? Oh, it's so funny, mate.
Yeah, so Mackie's been ordered to go back to the military by her dad. And obviously,
Yeah.
Hinoa and Obi are like, yeah, you need to go back because it's
Tell
like
her to,
a
yeah.
direct order.
They don't think she'll obviously come back either. And it's quite a sad moment, this was. I felt really bad for Mackie as well, because she thinks, obviously, it's because she's not good enough. But she's coming clutch more than any other character in this show, I think. Obviously,
like,
especially for this company, especially with the fire tornado and stuff like that, mate. Like, she's like imperative. Like, she's the linchpin, she is, mate, of this team.
Yeah, it's just trying to get around her dad, in it. Her dad's
Yeah,
like
you pull that pin, mate, you fall to
block.
bits, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Mackie's gonna at some point will tell her dad like straight, but for now she's back at the military, boring as hell.
Yeah, hates it.
Just she's bored, like looking at like clock watching, bored stiff, mate. Thinking about Company 8 and what will be happening.
And then this one ends with basically Company they split up essentially, so they're going to split up with Company 2 and search the Nether. So they've got like a person from Company 8 with people from Company 2, because obviously they have a bit more of an idea where they're going and stuff like that. So it's just to help split them up and see what's happening. And then that leads us straight on to episode 20. And one of the things that really made me laugh was Shimra writing a manual for the Company 2 guys so they know how to deal with Arthur. Like, it proper made me laugh. The Arthur scenes in this are so funny, mate, aren't they? Also, what's Juggernaut wearing again on this, mate? Why is his neck dead long?
Juggers is fucking beast, mate.
I love him. He's dead funny, isn't he?
But in this episode, though, so many people get killed off. Mad, like
so good, mate.
Proper gore, it's like proper gore, isn't it?
Well, it's that Hajiki guy as well. He's spun out because, like, yet again, Tamaki's clothes have fallen off. And he's like, "How's that even happen?" Like, even he's like, "What is happening?"
That Hajiki guy is sick. He is.
Yeah, he's cool, mate. I love him. It's that Ritsu, mate, though, isn't it? She's sick. She is at it again, raising the dead, causing issues.
Yeah, so they've kind of come into a layer, haven't they? This is a layer. Like the Nether's perfect because there's so many like dead bodies down there. like from the cataclysm. So yeah, she's going to work and she's literally raising these hordes of infernals to take out the teams. It's like a bit like a Walking Dead, wasn't it? Like a Walking Dead episode, like all
Yeah, it's mad.
dark, didn't know what's happening. Hordes of like monsters coming at you.
Do you know what I
It did
thought was
remind me of Walking Dead.
awful on this episode? Was they'll show you like the lives or like the memories of like the company two guys. Like one of the guys, his wife's just had a baby, murked. This guy's just getting his proposed, he's getting married, murked. One's just like it's just loads of stuff, isn't it? Like just before they get murked off, you learn a little bit about them to like make you feel sorry for them, and then murked, they're gone, mate. I was like, what? One's excited about his new shoes, mate. Murked, bro.
Yes, I got new Jordans murked.
Got my new Jordans to look coming to come home to, murked, mate.
It's that guy who's with Thingy though, licked.
Yeah.
Hirana, in it, that guy. He's like one of the leaders of this group. He's like he goes behind cover, doesn't he, with Lich. He gets murked. And literally his head like spins around and looks at Lick like it's not something like the Exorcist does, like flipping it, mate.
Summoned straight away into like what?
Lick's gone, mate, he's run. But
proper horror movie style. But like what I noticed here that Company 2, mate, they all use guns. Like most of them use guns, don't they? They don't seem to have normal like fire powers. Like Hajiki or whatever his name is, he's got like insane heat vision, hasn't he?
Yeah, that bit is like start the prayer. And then literally just he's like John Wick, isn't he? And then we find out from Juggers that he's got this like heat vision, so he can see through objects. He can see everything. Like, what a character! What a character!
And he's been decapitated.
Yeah,
murked.
So in this episode, we get Ritsu introduces us to the Knights of the Purple Haze, which is like another group. I'm assuming it's her knights or whatever. And Orochi literally like appears. Hajiki's like blasting. Sees her, boom, and it's gone, mate. I was like, I was so gutted as well because that Hajiki guy was that they built him up so much, like a friend of Juggernaut, telling him all his abilities. Done. His head gone, and literally see his head on the floor as well.
That's what. Honestly, this was one of my favorite episodes purely for that reason. Like, obviously, it's an anime. It's like a shonen type anime, so nothing ever really feels that permanent all the time. Like you get some characters get killed off and stuff, but this episode like really felt like the stakes were high. Like you're not safe. Like you're gonna get murked. So like this really made you feel like there was actually in danger. But obviously like Tamaki as well. She's been battered. Juggernaut's trying his best to fight. That Orochi's pretty cool. Just like flame whips. And I just really love the creativity of this show. Like, for thinking of all these different abilities that are just simply based around fire. Like, the writers and stuff, the creator of this show's done a very, very good job. Like, they obviously are very creative. So, yeah, like, props to them.
And with that Orochi, like, she's got literally like a weapon handle like Arthur, but she can summon like so many different weapons from it.
Yeah.
And one of her special abilities is Medusa Whip, which literally whips people to death, mate. Honestly, it's mad. Like just like constant whips in it. She can grab things, slice things.
Oh yeah.
But she's giving Juggers a hard time. But Juggers, at first he was freaking out. Now he's like kind of composed himself. He sees that Tamaki's in danger.
Well, she's one true love, isn't it? Tamaki is.
Yeah, and it's literally like. And he's thinking about Hajiki, like his time with him, and obviously Hajiki was like, "Yeah, you can do better and stuff." And like this friendship he had, he's now gone, and he's like determined to like prove himself to his dead friend or whatever. So yeah, but he's got so many layers on, hasn't he? He's got mad layers, and literally,
well, he keeps growing gloves and stuff back. I don't understand where he's getting these clothes from, man.
It's so funny that, but he is bleeding it. He's getting murked, isn't he?
He's literally had to. He's come to like a final thing anyway. He's had to basically point blank nuke her
in the face,
literally point blank, and it looks like he's sacrificed himself, obviously to save his one true love, Tamaki. But What's that, mate? Nobody like you the way I do. It's one of them type of moments this time, which we don't normally get from Fire Force.
When it says cut out, I don't mean the internet died. It means the episode ended, mate.
Ends.
Cliffhanger. But yeah, so 4 more episodes, mate. 4 more episodes.
4 more eps. Honestly, I'm loving this show, and I say it every time, but the sound on this show, mate, the team behind the sound, all the explosion stuff, so good, mate. They've done such a good job, the team have behind this show, in my opinion.
I got done in this episode because I was really liking that Hajiki, and then literally got murked off, mate. I was like investing in him. I was like, oh, this guy's be sick, mate. He's got this big story built up about him. Like he cheated. Well, he didn't cheat, but he used his powers in the rookie games and stuff like that. Yeah, this guy's decent. Murked off. I was like, mate.
Speaking of people getting murked off, I just want to. We're going to talk about Daredevil, right? Because I've been seeing this thing. I've read quite a few Marvel comics. I've not read them all. I do read them sometimes. Read probably one a week at the moment. Probably need to start reading more again. But basically, there's a comic where Vanessa fakes Foggy's death, and in the comic, Matt Murdock hears Foggy's heart stop, like in the show, and as they're leaving the law firm in the show in the first episode, the building next door is number 468, which is the same issue number of that comic where Foggy's dies, but his death's faked. If they do that, and that's what's happening, and Foggy comes back, honestly, I will be pissed off, mate. This show will be a 7. And it's not even because I don't like Foggy. I don't mind him. They gave him a cool little makeover. He had a beard, he had a cool haircut, he was confident. They made him better in the start of this than he was in the entirety of the Netflix one. Because I loved how they killed him off straight away. I loved how serious and dark this show instantly kicked off. I really enjoyed that aspect of it because it really shown you the stakes were high in this as well. People are going to get murked. He was a main character. He has been murked off. If they bring him back, I think that'll just ruin the start of the show for me. And I think that'll decrease my rating of this show overall, if I'm honest. I don't know if they will. It's just something I've been seen knocking around. And I honestly, I hope they don't. I want them to keep him dead.
But obviously, with Foggy dying, obviously that affected Matt Murdock or the Daredevil so much that he don't want to be Daredevil anymore. He wants to be...
Yeah.
He wants to fight crime from the lawyer side.
And as we're going to talk about episode 2 and 3 because we only spoke about one last week, so we're up to date as of now. So we'll talk about those now. But as you get towards the end, I'll speak a bit about number 3 as well. But Matt's character started to grow a little bit because of Foggy's death. It makes sense for him to be dead. If they bring him back, I think it will just ruin a lot of Murdoch's arc, honestly. But episode 2 kicks off, doesn't it, with a speech from Fisk. And at the start, where he mentioned vigilantes, he talks about a man with a skull on his chest. Obviously, Big Frank.
Legend, mate, legend.
And the man who dresses in a spider outfit. Big Spider-Man. Nod to Spidey there. Big man. Be sick if he appeared at some point, but I don't think he will. But obviously, Kingpin's a massive Spider-Man villain, so it'd be nice to see him knocking around. But I did like that little speech and a little nod to Punisher and Spider-Man.
Same city, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's literally New York. It makes sense if he appeared, or even if he was on the screen somewhere, or on a news segment or something, or BB thing. I like them little BB clips, the real life sort of news things. They're pretty sick. They are. But yeah,
it starts off with a subway. Guys go down to a subway, doesn't he? He sees this guy getting beat up by 2 guys. He tries to help him out. He fights them off. One tries to fight him. He gets thrown on a train track. Go on, mate. Murked off. And then we find out the other one is a cop. Well, they're both cops.
Yeah, he trips, doesn't he? The other one trips into the train tracks. He doesn't get pushed by this guy or anything. But,
he trips, and then we find out he's a cop. The guy who tries to arrest him, we find out is Hector. He gets arrested, taken to prison. And obviously Matt Murdock's the one, because he hears Hector in the room getting battered by cops. Because obviously, if they consider him a cop killer, mate, he's going to get the worst treatment ever anywhere. Yeah, Matt Murdock, because he's got really good hearing, he hears Hector getting beat up by the cops as they're trying to interrogate him and stuff. And Matt Murdock's like, that's the case for me. I'm going to save this guy because this guy needs help.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, for those of you who have read comics and you know some of the characters, even if you watch some of the animated series, there's that sort of stuff. The name that they give you, you know who he is. I'm not going to say yet, but like, like straight away, I knew who he was straight away. But yeah, like you say, that scene's quite good in it, where Matt can obviously hear him being beaten, and he goes in and obviously he agrees to represent him for free. I thought that was decent, mate. Decent.
I like the reaction from like the city as well. Like, you know, obviously that Fisk's like, some people like him, they want him to be like mayor and stuff. Well, he's mayor, but like the happiest mayor.
Yeah.
But on the other side, are like, no, he's like a thug, and we see that in then BB interviews. Yeah. Like,
I'm just gonna
why is he like?
Keep talking.
Yeah. It's like why is Fisk the mayor? Like, he's been a thug. Like we said last episode, like he was literally had some guy's head in the car and he literally like beheaded him. But yeah, I like them, like little, like you say, the BB interviews, literally like stuff what's happening around the city. We see like crimes getting worse, people's reactions to Fisk. But yeah, I really enjoyed that bit. But it's this part we find out who Hector is, and do you want to tell him, Ian?
Oh yeah, so you got Cherry, obviously, Matt's helper, and the other woman, I can't remember her name, but they go to see Hector's wife. And whilst Cherry's snooping, he finds the White Tiger costume. So obviously we find out now that he is the White Tiger, which is massive news, mate. Massive news.
He's a lord as well. A lord.
Sick guy.
What are you eating, isn't it?
Twix, mate.
Twix, mate.
Sheesh. But yeah, when the commissioner is resigning, obviously the way Fisk
that's really good.
Talks about the Philly cheesesteaks and stuff like that. And he lifts his wrapper up and reveals that picture underneath, like subtly bribing him, without really needing to say anything. Just shows how powerful Fisk is. And his voice, mate, the voice that actor does for Fisk is perfect, mate. It's so convincing, innit? It's so good.
Yeah, like all the way for these like first episodes, like people are thinking, well, they're not thinking, they're like, is he changed? Like he's trying to tell people he's changed, and then literally this bit here where he shows it, like basically if you leave, your family's under threat or whatever. Richie shows that Kingpin will always be a thug, and how he does it, where he's like, yeah, you will carry on your job, but you won't get any benefits, you won't get anything. You work for me now, you're under my thumb, kind of thing. I was like, mate, he's sick. He is sick character. But like, he'll always be a thug. He'll always be a thug.
Oh,
that's
always.
In him.
He's always going to be Kingpin.
He never changed, man. He never changed.
He can't just be Fisk. He's always going to be Kingpin. Just like Matt's always going to be Daredevil.
Oh.
But the shocker here, mate, Murdoch's new girlfriend's Fisk and Vanessa's therapist. Mate, that's going to get messy coming down the line, that is.
I don't think I'm a fan of Vanessa, you know. Do you remember?
No, I hate her. I honestly hate her.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, mate. Not a fan.
No.
Well, was that bit at the end, mate? The bit at the end of the episode, mate.
Mate, Matt, he's so good. He's found the witness, managed to get him to go to meet Cherry at the car park, whilst Matt stays in the apartment whilst the crooked cops try and go, because obviously they know who he is. This is like an informant or whatever. So these crooked cops are going to try and finish him, so he can't testify or anything. And they get inside, and Murdoch's just stood there, mate, isn't he?
Is that what you're able to find?
And he's starting, obviously, because he's trying to stay away from Daredevil, and he's trying to be a different person, and he starts taking a beating from him. He's held back. I'm like, in my head, I was like, I don't know how he's holding this back. And then this guy gets a gun out, and then there's a drop of blood, isn't there? And it hits the floor, and he just snaps, mate, and he's obliterated them both. How dare they break his glasses, mate?
It's this bit though, it's like so powerful. He breaks one of their arms. He throws some guy, mate, and literally collapses on the floor.
I thought he killed him.
Off. Yeah. I thought he killed him, but obviously found out next episode he didn't.
Yeah,
but,
and one of the cops has got a Punisher tattoo.
Yeah, Punisher tattoo. I was going to say that.
And
that's the first reveal.
I could say a bit more about that, but I'm not going to. But
next episode, yeah, we'll
talk about next episode. A little bit next episode, but even next episode, we don't fully learn a lot about it. But yeah, like episode 3 leading into that, like very early on, we're reminded again, mate, that the MCU means business with this show. When that truck gets hijacked, those two drivers just get murked and there's blood everywhere, mate. You don't see that in the MCU, mate. You just don't see that from Disney Marvel. And this is a pivotal moment. And don't get me wrong, I know we had Deadpool and Wolverine, which was gory and there was a lot of fighting and killing and swearing and stuff. But that was a little bit more comedic in a sense. It wasn't dark, it wasn't gritty, not like this. This is a complete different sort of like kettle of fish, different genre of show this is into. Like, this is a pivotal moment for Marvel, this is. Or Disney, should I say.
And like with the Netflix ones, like Punisher, Daredevil, were just so gritty and like dark and stuff, which I loved, and a lot of people loved. So like, they love that side of like Marvel.
They need it. Them characters, they warrant that. To be able to tell their stories better. Anyone who's read the comics are some of the comics are gory, man. Like, they don't mess around. They're not kiddie comics. Some of them are like this serious like stories. Like, they need it, because as much as I love, like, I'm just going to use this Thor Ragnarok, right? It's in my top 5 MCU movies of all time. I love that movie so much, and it's got such a comedic value to it as well. There's a lot of serious moments in it, don't get me wrong, and a lot of great action moments. But we don't have like this level that Daredevil's offering anywhere in anything. The probably closest we get movie-wise is maybe Winter Soldier, probably. That's probably the most serious one we've got. But it's nothing compared to this. Like, this is what it needs, and this is the right thing now, leading up to some stuff like Blade, for example. It's going to need this. It's going to need this momentum from here. We just don't see that with Disney, certainly Disney Marvel projects. So I'm really happy that Disney's allowed the team behind this to go fully R-rated. Americans call it, don't they? But like, they've fully allowed it to sort of be really dark and gory and gritty and
gritty. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's so good.
But like you mentioned, these two guys getting murked off at the start of the episode. This literally like shows the point that criminals are wildly committing crime because there is no leader. Kingpin and Vanessa are on a different kind of mission at the moment with the mayor thing. So obviously, they're just getting wild. They're running wild, mate. They're running wild.
It's the vigilantes as well, isn't it, though? Yeah. Like, the vigilantes don't feel like they can be vigilantes because they're almost being targeted themselves.
Yeah.
So Fisk has taken that protection away from the city in a sense. Obviously, they still had White Tiger, who's locked up now, so they're not getting the protection from him. Murdoch's obviously, he's decided to clock off from being Daredevil. So this is like Suits, but dark, like, but more like serious.
Yeah.
But like in the court, when Powell, or whatever his name is, he comes in, obviously the crooked cop who was obviously there that day in the thingy, obviously Matt murked him off last episode. Comes in and Matt's like, "Oh, I've heard you've got a black eye. I've heard the best cure for a black eye is fast hands." I was like, mate, what a line. The disrespect from Murdoch.
Because he did it, didn't he? Battered.
So sick. Even the judge was like, mate, come on, that's bang out of order.
It's good, but bang out of order. But it's this bit where Daredevil or Murdoch needs to get Nikki, who's the witness, to the stand. But obviously all these dirty cops know about it and they want to try and intervene. But they manage to get him, they manage to do like a little trick, don't they? Like a bit of diversion. And they get him to the court, but he chokes, doesn't he? 'Cause you see, the court's full of cops, and he gets scared and he chokes and he.
Like Murdoch's put himself on the line. He's done all that stuff from the last episode. He's managed to save Torres just for Torres not to testify on the stand and almost ruin the case for Hector. But Matt, I thought this was quite diabolical and a bit disrespectful. I'm not even going to lie. This next part, Matt proper dropping Hector's identity as White Tiger in front of everyone, like actually diabolical.
His last, his back was against the wall, wasn't it? So he had to do what all he could.
How do you like it if everyone knew he was Daredevil, mate?
Yeah, but people are like, it's blind though.
In my head, I thought he could at least tell Hector who he was to try and make it a little bit better. Like, look, Hector, mate, I'm Daredevil. Like, I'm here, mate, for you. But obviously, I don't know if anyone knows this, but I don't know his name. It's quite disrespectful. I've not written his name down or remembered it, to be fair. But the actor who plays Hector sadly passed away in 2023, December 2023. So some of this, I don't know how much of this script has been altered or cut out or anything, because he did film all of his scenes, but there's certain parts that I can't help but think maybe they wanted him to potentially have a bit of a bigger part in the show.
Yeah.
Although I will admit the events that the rest of this episode lead up to are very impactful for the Kingpin's message, I feel like. But R.I.P. to the actor of Hector, because
legend.
Absolute legend, mate, absolute legend. But yeah, it did come in clutch. The White Tiger thing didn't it? Because obviously he managed to get all these character and witness statements for White Tiger. So
community,
all these community members. There's even like stuff from the police, like staff from the police, like sergeants and like officers and stuff like that. So
yeah, and obviously then this kind of helps the case for Hector, and the jury decide he's not guilty, which he's been let off, and such a relief for him and his wife.
The other lawyer's speech was a load of shit, mate. He literally said, "Oh, he pushed him into the train track." Mate, you don't even know that. You're a lawyer. You're literally lying, mate. Like, you weren't even there. You're chatting shit. Shut up.
It's like, oh yeah, what happens when a body gets hit by a train? It's like they're still alive. Shut up, mate.
I mean, that part was a bit grim, wasn't it, when he was exploding?
Yeah.
And then when it backs up, your body explodes. I was like, what? I almost Googled it to see if it was true, but I didn't want to see any videos, mate.
It's like a bag of blood just exploding, yeah.
But yeah, like you say, they found Hector not guilty, so it's all worked out for good old Murdoch in the end. But I couldn't help but think police are going to be gunning for him, though. And Fisk is fuming because obviously he's a vigilante, which he hates, and he's gone free. So, yeah.
And obviously people think that he's a cop killer, but he isn't, obviously, because he's free now. But yeah, and this last bit, mate. Tell the people.
Yeah, so you get this. You have this scene where Hector's suiting up. He's getting he's got his amulet on, his little White Tiger amulet. For those who don't know, White Tiger's powers all come from his amulet. So when he's not got the amulet on, so when he was attacking those guys. Or I say attacking those guys when he was trying to protect Torres from the crooked cops. Just tells you the type of guy he was, mate. Didn't have his amulet on, no special powers, just a normal bloke, just trying to help someone out that was being bullied and in need and obviously being attacked. But got the amulet on, get his mask on, he's fully suited and booted, and he's on the streets and he hears this woman in distress, and then he's like, right, I'm going to go towards it. And he gets to the top of these stairs, I'm not joking, someone comes out of the shadows, point blank, straight in the side of his head, kills him point blank range. Oh. White Tiger is no more, mate. He's been murked. But the guy who shot him is wearing a Punisher vest. Now, this is... I've got a few little theories of what could be happening here. It's defo not Frank Castle, because the hit's either a cop or Fisk's. Yeah. Fisk's done it, and it's potentially both of those things. Fisk has potentially spoke to Powell. It might even be Powell that's done it. Powell's got the tattoo.
But in the episode, like when he's talking to BB, Fisk kind of like he basically admits he's put a hit on him.
He would never get Frank Castle to do it because The Punisher, the Punisher, to be fair, the Punisher's not necessarily a vigilante, he's more of an anti-hero, but it's the same thing. He's like a guy that goes out wearing a... I mean, he mentions him in the start of episode 2. There's a guy wearing a skull, and he's never going to hire the Punisher. But there's a movement of cops, of these dirty cops, like the guy with the tattoo, they idolise the Punisher. And that is like an actual thing in a comic, like the comic run. They idolise him. They're like a cult that love Punisher. But Punisher hates it. Like, he absolutely hates them. So I think what's going to happen here is they're going to find out that there's a guy in a Punisher vest that's done it. Murdoch's going to try and find Frank Castle, see what's cracking off here. Like, mate, what are you doing? Sort your life out. Then we're going to find out, obviously, it's not Frank. And then I think old Castle boy is going to get vexed, mate, and he's going to start murking people off, mate. I can't help but think he's going to team up.
And I'll be there like, yes, Frank Castle's back. There we go.
One of the things I'm really enjoying about this show so far as well is showing the parallels between like Fisk and Matt. Like throughout the episodes and stuff, you're getting these different shots of the hands. And like you've got Fisk showing his hands and he's got blood, like, and his knuckles are bursting. In this episode, you've got a scene where you see someone's hand and you think it's Fisk's. But obviously it pans out and it's Matt's. He's cleaning his hands up, going into court because he's got like bloody knuckles, or obviously because he's murked them guys off. And it's it just sort of gives you like an idea, like they're both trying their hardest to be new people and these different people, but you just keep seeing glimpses of like who they are or who they were. So like Fisk is trying to be this mayor, this new guy, but you keep seeing glimpses of Kingpin every single episode. Matt is trying to stay away from the vigilante life, just be a lawyer, that sort of thing. But you keep seeing all these sort of like hints that he's definitely Daredevil. And one of the other parts as well is at the end scene where he's like, one of the end scenes where he's talking to his new girlfriend in the apartment and he's cooking that food and he starts opening up about Foggy and his feelings, and like it shows that he's growing emotionally as a person as well. And like that's why I want Foggy to stay dead, because it's really helping him grow as a character.
Yeah.
And he's sort of learning how to get over things now and talk about his feelings and talk about all these different things to like help him mentally, because he's just, if you've watched the Netflix one, it's the same character. Like, he's just angry all the time. Like, it really does need this as a character building. And if they bring Foggy back, it will just ruin it, mate. It will drop it by 1 point out of 10, mate, for me. I'm not even gonna lie, like.
Yeah, it is. It did build his character up well, like you say. But yeah, they can't bring Foggy back. That would just ruin it for everyone.
Yeah, I don't think it makes sense. But the mate, we might even see Frank Castle next episode.
I hope so.
I saw something that the next, they're bringing out a double episode soon. You know, another 2 episodes at the same time. Let's have a look. Daredevil, Born Again.
Might be next week, mate.
Content for days, mate, if it is. Blah, 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 blah. Let's have a look. Born Again episode count. Let's have a look if there's any dates. How many episodes Born Again season 1? The season has 9 episodes. The original plan was 18 episodes.
18.
That's a bit of a difference, isn't it? From 18 to 9. How have they managed to get that? Something to do with production, apparently. But to be announced. Mate, March 25th. Episode 5 and 6 are dropping at the same time whilst you're away, bro.
Yeah.
We'll have 3 episodes to talk about when you're back then. No, we won't. We'll have 4 episodes to talk about when you're back.
I'll be like when I'm in Japan, I'll be like on trains and stuff, like bullet
Watching
trains. So I'll have loads of times. Yeah, I'll have loads of like time to do stuff.
But yeah, so this one's going up tomorrow. You'll see next Friday is our last podcast while Martin is in the country. Then you'll get a special with our good friend Josh the week after that. And then you're going to get a little bit of a special from me and Martin, which will probably be around the 4th?
Yeah.
4th of April. which will be our 1 year special. So we would have been doing this 1 year by then. And we've got a little bit of something. We've got a bit of a tier list, but a bit of a different tier list. We're going to be ranking all of the shows that we've spoke about up until now, and we're going to be ranking them not on your classic S, A, B, C, D. We're going to be ranking them whether we think they're a 9 plus, 8 plus, 7 plus, 6 plus.
In the bin.
In the bin. No point. If you're below a 6, you're in the bin. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah. So you got that to look forward to. But yeah, it's the same old, same old. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves.
Yeah, I mean, we're really enjoying it. You'll see in the special we're talking about of the year we've done it. It's gone so quick, but yeah, we've really enjoyed it. We've really enjoyed the shows we've been watching. When we watch shows now, we fully focused. We're taking notes for you guys to talk about. So yeah, we're really enjoying it. We're really enjoying the subs that are coming in, people liking, people commenting on our content, and yeah, we're gonna keep bringing it to you. And we hope you're enjoying it as much as we are.
And another thing as well, I thought I'd just shout out there. Martin doesn't know this yet either, but I've sort of briefly mentioned it. I've mentioned to Martin we spoke about getting like business cards. So when we go to cons and stuff, give people a card, QR code on there, scan that. Here you go. Here's a card. Check us out, subscribe, all that stuff. We're going to be getting bookmarks. So for you comic readers, not necessarily because everyone reads a comic straight away, but graphic novel readers, maybe, you might not read all of it. Certainly you manga readers or manga readers, you certainly will love a bookmark. I'm getting some custom bookmarks made instead of business cards. So we'll be having some bookmarks at some point. When we start doing cons, whether it's together or even separately, we'll be taking stuff with us like that. And what I'm going to do, something I thought was I thought would be a little fun thing is, when I get some, when I'm away going to cities, mate, if I'm in Derby, Nottingham, Sheffield, York, Birmingham, I'm going to go into a Waterstones. I'm going to go into a Forbidden Planet. I'm going to drop a cheeky little bookmark in a couple of little mangas for you, mate. So, and I'll put them on TikTok. I'll get a little TikTok and a YouTube up there. Right, I've just hid this here. Go pick it up. So just a little bit of something fun for you guys to go have a little roam and a shuffle around and see what's happening. So, but yeah, I thought that was a pretty good idea for us. I'm gonna try and do this myself, but I'm thinking I haven't spoke to Martin about this yet. So Martin, this is first for you as well, mate. Trying to find out someone that does a bit of artwork and can draw people in like an anime style. The tablet I use for drawing on has got a broken screen at the moment, so I can't draw anything anyway. But if any of you that are listening are good at drawing, and you really want to help us out, draw me and Martin in some sort of like anime style, like maybe Martin in like Attack on Titan style, or me in like Naruto style or something. Because what I want to do on the bookmarks is one side will be me in an anime style and everything, and the other side will be Martin in like an anime style. So it's a bit of both, and I just thought it was a pretty cool idea. So yeah, if any of you are watching that do know how to draw well, help you boys out.
And like obviously we'll give you like a T-shirt or whatever to like thank you or whatever. Yeah. But like if you do the graphic designs, we'll put them on T-shirts as well. And I think that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, we've got big plans. We've got big plans. Like
yeah,
you
we've
mentioned,
got stuff.
Big plans. But next in a couple of weeks, I'll be in Japan, so I'm going to do some raw footage of just me walking around Japan, looking at anime stores, looking at vending machines, just really like cool little stuff. Just to give you an idea of what it's like in the best country in the world, which is Japan,
in the motherland.
So. And I'll be going to South Korea as well.
I was going to say, don't miss out the South Korea part. They're crazy.
South Korea.
The South Koreans are sick. Shout out to you South Koreans as well, because you make some of the best movies in the world and the best TV shows in the world. So shout out to you.
That Bloodhounds we watched recently, that was bang on.
Hey, there's so many. On. Like there must be something in South Korea. The schools in South Korea must just make world-class writers, mate. They're so good at writing a story, like a good story. So,
I mean, like, I used to watch South Korean shows like a while back, and I wanted to get back into them. Watching Bloodhounds really got me back into it, so I've literally added loads of stuff to my Stremio list, ready to watch, maybe on the plane, whatever. But yeah, I want to get back on them because, like you say, they do make some really good shows. The writers are really good, and the actors are really good, and the story just gets you involved. So, yeah,
it's great. But anyway, this concludes this week's Controllers and Katanas greatest podcast in the world. Shout out to Martin. And shout out to Grant, because I saw you today. So, yeah, I just thought I'd give you a shout out as well, mate. Saw it works. I literally went into his shop, he saw me, and I pretended to stick loads of chocolate bars in my pocket. Shout out to Axel if you're here as well, mate. Just because you two actually, I do believe you two actually do watch the podo, so I appreciate the support from you two. But yeah,
we say it every week,
and everyone who, if you're here right now and you're listening to me right now, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for your support and just sticking around with us and just listening to us, just absolutely yap and yap, because we love it. We're enjoying it.
We do tend to yap a bit, but yeah,
wafflers.
We waffle in a good way because what we're talking about is good stuff, hopeful stuff, and anime, TV shows, all that good stuff.
Your classic geek stuff, mate. Your geek nerd stuff. But
yes, you can have more. Discord, mate. Discord.
Subscribe.
TikTok. Instagram.
We say Instagram. We don't post anything on Instagram, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's our fault, though. There's no reason we should do.
I think we're trying to focus more on YouTube and TikTok at the moment. But
yeah.
I mean, Spotify we're getting people listening on Spotify, which we thank you for that as well.
If you use Spotify, follow us. If you use Amazon Music, follow us. I think we're on there as well. I'm sure we are. But yes, thank you for sticking around. Appreciate you being here. And yeah.
Take care and Godspeed. Boom.
Peace and prosperity.
That's the one.
We love you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.